Here is another pair of 990 V6. This is the white, cream and green colorway, and again I picked these up at a cheap price, so they were priced at I think £84, which is less than half price. And granted, there were only last few sizes left, and I'm a sort of smaller size anyway, so I can be thankful that I can kind of grab these trainers for not much money, and even if I don't want them, I can still sort of sell them for the same price that I get them for. So with this one, I think the 990 V4, I really like the silhouette. It's kind of a bit sort of simpler than the 990 V3, and it's a bit more sort of neutral in terms of it feels more sort of like the classical 990, so it's more similar to sort of the V1 and V2. But I also really liked this particular colorway, so because the panels are all sort of leather, it feels really nice and premium, and the green at the moment is kind of the in thing as well, and you got kind of the cream hits as well, sort of running throughout the sneaker, and it just looks really nice. And even though it kind of gives that sort of aged look to it, it still just looks really sort of sophisticated and sort of really sort of grown up, and I can sort of rock these, I suppose, if I go to work and that kind of stuff. So for me, it's a really cool looking shoe, and for the price it's really good as well. I'm not sure if I'd pay sort of £210 for them, but it's still a cool shoe if you can pick them up for cheap. And New Balances, they just have really good sort of material on them, and this one's got good build quality as well. And just in general, it's just like I said, just a clean, simple but elegant shoe, so definitely worth checking out. So here's the details for the New Balance 990 V4 white green. It comes in a calcium and forest green colorway. I'm assuming the calcium is the sort of creamy hits around the sneaker. So it has a Encap dual density midsole in the heel area, and basically the Endurance part is the around the bottom of the trainer itself. And this particular pair is made up predominantly of leather and mesh materials, and the price was £210. So with the comfort and sizing, they have a medium sole, so I wouldn't say there's too much give to them, but the reason I say medium is it kind of gives you sort of that cushiony feeling. I'm not sure if it's mainly coming from the insole or from the midsole, but it does sort of give you that sort of nice sort of almost sort of cushiony sort of feel. And I would say they have good neutral support around the arch, because it's a slightly older model and it was kind of used more as a lifestyle runner sort of sneaker. They do have good support around the arch in that respect. And the fact that it has end cap, you kind of move faster from your heel to toe. And I would say there's no wearing time with these really, even though it has sort of leather panels on it. Because it's mainly mesh, it feels nice on foot. And you can go sort of true to size on these, and I usually find with sort of any New Balance, after about 5 to 6 hours they loosen up even more, and it's mainly due to the kind of materials they use. They're more on the sort of premium side, so they allow a bit more sort of flexibility. And I would also say that if you have a wide foot, you probably want to go up half size, I think. And I usually go up half size with these kind of New Balances, but everyone's different. And they also have good traction for a runner, so they are a slightly newer model, and for that reason they have good traction on there, and it feels very nice on foot. I really like the sort of look and style. I was really attracted to the sneaker because of the leather panels and the white and green sort of hits on there, and it just feels sort of, again, sort of very understated and sophisticated at the same time. And you can kind of wear these sort of spring, summertime, and I would say you can dress them up casual and smart casual. The reason for that is it's a sort of slightly older model sneaker, and because it's sort of less busy, they kind of look very, like I said, very elegant, so you can kind of dress them up with sort of chinos and shirts and that kind of stuff. And they're best with sort of green laces or white laces, or you can put in sail as well to kind of match the cream hits on the sneaker. With regards to the pros and cons, the sneaker actually feels lightweight on foot, which is a surprise really, because I think the 990 V3s feel slightly heavier. It's very nuanced, but that's my opinion. And they're very comfortable. So like any sort of 990 New Balance pair, they seem to be on the really sort of comfortable side. And I like the quality of materials they've used as well. It feels really nice. And the cons are the cost. It's just really high. It's £210 for this pair, which I think is really extortionate considering it's a retro, and I'm not sure in terms of sort of the tech that's being used in there as well. So in that respect, I think it's just priced way too high. But so with the ratings, I give the look and style a 5. I think it looks a really nice sneaker, and it's mainly because of the leather panels and the green hits throughout the sneaker, and it's very sort of simple. And with the comfort, I give it a 4 out of 5. I wouldn't say it's as nice as a 990 V6 for example, but it's still very comfortable, and I'm sure it kind of feels even more comfortable the more you wear them. And the quality, I wouldn't say it's like amazing leather, but it's still very good quality, and for that reason, the way the pair's made as well is just really nice, and so that for that reason I give it a 5. And the pricing is kind of the main issue for me. That's like the sticking point. I think for this particular pair, it's an old retro, therefore it's priced at £210, which is way too high for a sort of mesh runner. But overall, I give it a score of 4 out of 5. The reason I've given it a 4, I was kind of nearly going to give it a 5 because of this colorway. I really like it. However, the more I'm kind of thinking about it, I would much prefer to wear a 990 V6 over this particular pair. So that's why it gets a 4. It's still a very sort of solid and nice sneaker, but it doesn't compete with the V6s in my opinion.